Waka waka waka, what's up, and welcome back to the channel for yet another FC Finch unboxing slash review. And you already know how this works. You know what it is because I have it in the description. I know what it is because I ordered it and I knew that it was shipping today. And either way, we're gonna make it seem like a mystery. But the good thing is that this is an EAGLEMOSS ship, as the description to the video says. But also, you're gonna get my very first impressions. This is my first time ever seeing this ship. So unlike my other EAGLEMOSS reviews, this is where you kind of get that added wow factor and or the not wow factor, the underwhelming factor, whatever it is that I see when I first take it out, how my hands feel on it, and all that good stuff. So we're gonna get right into it. Of course, I got my handy dandy box cutter, and I did pick this up from Master Replicas. I'll put a link in the description down below. They are the ones carrying all of EAGLEMOSS's remaining stock right now. You can check out them and Real Merch. They are shipping these out. And again, this took about, I'd say, 10 days from the time I ordered it, and then it shipped out really quick and got to me really quick. So again, we're going to cut from this side since the other side has all my important information. As much as I love you all, I just don't think we're ready for that stage in our relationship just yet. And I'm just cutting into a box right now, not even really the tape. But we'll see how this goes. And yeah, just like cut right in. It helps to have a sharpened blade. And of course, the typical Master Replicas. And we're just going to pull it right out of its berth because we see that it is the, let's toss all this stuff outside. We see that it is the Star Trek Discovery Collection U.S.S. Discovery 1031A. And so real quick, I'm going to start off. Yes, I did state in some of my previous videos that I would not collect the Discovery Collection. Not because I don't like Discovery, but because I just don't have room. Well, we all know that as collectors, this type of stuff, like I won't collect this and that is famous last words. So obviously, I am going to make some room. I'm going to get only a few Discovery ships. I know, famous last words, and I get a few Picard ships, just kind of build a monument to each series, just a little tiny shred of all the series I find near and dear. So of course we did start with the Discovery A, as I'm more of a fan of the Discovery after its refit in the 32nd century. I was never a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the oh darn, I forget his name. I'm not a big fan of the Enterprise for the Titans return, the Planet of the Titans or whatever it was. I'm not a big, the Matt Jeffries, I think it is. I'm not a big fan of that concept. And again, I apologize, it's probably not Matt Jeffries. Either way, I'm not a fan of that concept, going back and forth here. So I definitely was not really resonating with the original Discovery design, since that borrowed a lot from the the Planet of the Titans concept, and I just really didn't care for that. Again, if you know the name, I forget it. I had it up until this video, so feel free to list it in the description down below. That gives you an excuse to comment and teach me a little bit of knowledge. So again, I am a huge fan of the refit. Yes, it's got those controversial detached nacelles. No, I don't care. I honestly, my only thing is I kind of wish Discovery would kind of show how detached nacelles would increase maneuverability. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm here for all these nifty concepts that we come up with, even if we don't show how active it is in the series. So we are going to take a quick look at the box before I start cutting, so it does have a nice product shot of the Discovery on the box. Star Trek Discovery official collection, and of course we have the Picard ships, the Discovery ships, Hero Collector Discovery NCC 1031A, Star Trek Discovery, and the Discovery on the side. And then of course Star Trek Discovery got a few of these ships, and then of course on the back all the legal mumbo jumbo, albeit upside down. So there we go for that. So let's get the box cut open. It does have, we're gonna just try and be as careful as possible with the tapes. The tapes, it's there we go. I think we got it. Yep, close enough. And yeah, we didn't draw any blood, so that's a good sign. And that should be it for the tapes. So let's slowly open it up, and yeah, we'll take a quick look at the magazine. Of course, we got the signature styrofoam inside. Of course, we get the magazine as well. We got a nice frontal shot of the U.S.S. Discovery NCC 1031A. It is in the 32nd century refit. It's 753.98 meters, and it's got a spore drive and warp drive. And there we have a nice shot of Discovery. You can see what I mean. I love the smooth out lines of the secondary hull, and kind of like the curved back of the neck area. I really do get a kick kick out of that. So again, and then of course we have our stand instructions. We have profile the U.S.S. Discovery A, designing the ship, and then we have a nice side view of the Discovery A, and then of course it is a Crossfield class refit, 753.9 meters, captained by Saru and Michael Burnham. And then of course we had some closer shots of the bridge area, the deflector, and the impulse engines. So really, really cool there. I love the slim look of the impulse, just getting ahead of ourselves. And then, of course, we have some interesting views of the Discovery A again with the detached nacelles and whatnot. Again, just really dig that smooth profile look. I love the cutouts in here, too. Yes, I know it's all that. We have those empty space documents. I dig it. I'm easy to please with Starship Design, but it looks really, really cool. Actually, the Discovery A kind of reminds me of the Emmett Till from the, I believe there were books about Deep Space Nine, and Esri Dax was in command. So there you go. And then we have some nice orthographic views of the Discovery A, the frontal view, the back view, and of course the top side view, and of course some nice close-up shots. And again, you can see how the neck kind of curves back and comes out. Looks really, really good. Got a little bit of glare there from the camera. Then we got a nice shot of the Discovery. We can see that the ID badge is backwards on the bottom side of the ship, but nevertheless, it looks really good. I love how the nacelles kind of have that have the warp coil area shine. I love that. And then of course we have the Discovery, all the various concepts of the Discovery, and again still more concepts of how the Discovery A could look. Again, and there we have all that. Wow, this is kind of an interesting concept too. I kind of like this exoskeleton, like a webbing on the ship. I think that would have been a cool idea too. I'm actually a fan of all the 32nd century ships. And then of course we have, the Discovery slowly taking shape from its original rendition to its refit. And again, I really do think all these concepts are pretty interesting. And then of course we have the rest of our 32nd century ships, and then of course the Discovery, and of course a nice upper orthographic view of the Discovery on the back. So let's unbox our ship. Let's get this out of here. Trying to bring the top styrofoam out nice and level. And you can already see that it is packaged a bit differently from EAGLEMOSS ships that we are used to. So we can see that it does, the nacelles do come separately. And first we're gonna get our stand out of the box. So we have a place to set our ship. And I'm gonna get my little acrylic base of displayage. And we have our little pad right here, and it's U.S.S. Discovery NCC 1031A0522-A, and we'll get that out. Wow, this tape is like really, really tough, and oh wow, okay, that went well, and of course we do have our typical stand post, and wow, this is pretty it wobbles a little bit, but overall it's pretty stable. So we got that worked out, and now let's take out our ship, the U.S.S. Discovery. And of course we have a little bit of assembly work to do, since it does come with its detached nacelles. So real quick, so it looks like we just attach this right here to the ship, and it looks pretty straightforward overall. And then of course we clip, so this is the front end of the nacelle. We just clip it on. Looks like we clip it on. There's these two little pylons right here. We just clip it on right in front of each of those. That's kind of where we locate it. And same thing for the other side. We're gonna just assemble this right onto here. This is my first one of these detached nacelle designed ships, so the assembly process is rather interesting. And again, you can see we got these two pads here, and we're just going to kind of locate it. It looks to be the perfect distance between them. It does have a solid hold, and that is, I'm going to move the box off the table, and that is it. And overall first impressions, I mean, we'll get to it shortly. Oh wow! So the saucer. So the secondary hull feels really good. The saucer. Definitely, I feel a little bit of flimsiness in this dual saucer design. But we're gonna talk about that. Let me get it on the stand so we can see how that looks. And it just fits right there, just like that on the secondary hull. And you can see it's blasting off into outer space, or it's doing its little spore thing and going into whatever it does. So there we go, and we'll talk about the ship next. All right, so let's talk about the Discovery. Go a bit beyond my first impressions. And first thing, I do like the model. I think it looks really good. I do like the kind of copperish or the dull copper color. I really, considering a lot of Federation ships have that very dull paint palette, I think this is a nice change of pace. I know this is what the ship is colored in the series, not sure why, but I do get a kick out of it. And the one thing I do really love, first off, is I love the paint. The impulse engines are painted on the back. I really do love that. And you got like kind of this silver piece, which kind of acts as the like command area for the launch bay in back. It is offset a bit. You can see the launch bay is kind of offset to this side more so than this side. Not sure if that's by intent or just the way the model came out. And again, I really dig that red paint for that. And if we look at the nacelle, I'm going to try not to hold it by the saucer because we'll talk about that in a minute. You can look at the nacelle. You got those warp coil areas looking nice and blue, a nice strip of blue paint. And if you come around front, you can see it's kind of outlined in blue paint. I really do get a kick out of that. So you got this nice copper color. You got the little fins back on here looking really good, really nice smooth design. And again, I love how this just kind of curves under. You know, in the original design, it kind of has that it has that it's just very jagged, edgy down here. It's very trapezoidal, if you will, and this just smooths it out so nice. You got a nice light blue for the deflector dish, and again, the little panels right here are done in a nice light blue. It looks really good, and again, you got a lot of nice, I wouldn't call this Aztecing, it's like tiling or whatever, but it feels really, really good. You can tell that if there is die cast, it isn't here. In fact, this particular section of the ship feels rather heavy, so there is that. And then you can see like how it has the different contrasting color. You got like a kind of lighter shade of copper and then a darker shade of copper. Looks really good. I love the smoothness. Again, I love it's just like they took sandpaper to the original Discovery and just kind of smoothed it out. And I really like that. And again, I really love how the neck kind of curves back. It's not just a straight geometrical shape. It just kind of curves in. I love the added components in here. I really think it helps kind of smooth out the design. It helps make the design a bit more cohesive. The saucer, this is interesting. So it has this kind of different detailing right here, and I think it's again it's not typical of your typical Federation ship. So it is kind of interesting that they have that here, and again, you just feel you can kind of see NCC 1031A Discovery. It's very hard to see the Discovery nameplate. You can take a look at the top. Yeah, you can just see it's very hard to see the nameplate with this Aztecing. But one thing I do like as well is you can see some very nice blue outlines right here on the edge, the inner edge of the saucer, and you can see it towards the front right here, and you got like this kind of blue detailing in towards the bridge area. That looks really, really good. Nice little white for the bridge dome again. And as it's pretty, see, you can just see that this is flexing a bit. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I suppose for the model sake, I wish this would have been one cohesive piece, but I get it. They're trying to make it like the show, and I guess the only downside is this does feel rather flimsy, which is kind of a bummer. That's not a knock against Discovery, the ship. That's a knock against the model. But it is what it is. They worked with what they had to. They got to make it cost effective, so I do get that. But overall, a really nice model, and again, you got some Aztecing on the edge, on the sides of the neck area. It looks really, really good. More of that detailing on the bottom. So overall, this is a pretty stylish model, in my opinion. It looks really, really good. And for a quick comparison, we'll bring it next to really the only other ship I can compare it to, which is the Pike's Enterprise from Strange New Worlds / Discovery Season 2. You can kind of see it like that. Yes, I know they're both kind of awkward to hold. And in all honesty, I like this scale right here. Again, Discovery, you know, it does have like a crew of 100 or 50 or so. I think this scale makes a lot more sense. Discovery should just be a bit longer than the Enterprise, in my opinion. I really do appreciate this scale more. In fact, I think this should be like a 1-1 scale, in my opinion. This is how, in my mind, these ships work out together. But you can just kind of see that. I mean, yeah, Discovery still is. It started out in this time period, like the 2200s. But, you know, again, this is the closest one we have that I have on my shelf. So there you go for that. And these ships, again, they do look really good side by side, even though this is the 32nd century version. But yeah, this scale, in my own head canon, this works out. I really do like this scale. So let's summarize, and there we have it for the Star Trek Discovery official Starships collection by EAGLEMOSS Hero Collector. And this is this channel's first venture, like first actual venture into Discovery ships. Yes, I have the Klingon D7, but that was adopted from a previous series. This is kind of, even though the design harkens back to very early Star Trek, this still is from a newer series. So our first actual venture into collecting Discovery ships. And overall, I'm really pleased with this model. Again, I love the coloring. I love all the nice added details. I think despite the detached nacelles, I really think this design works. I mean, it feels nice and sturdy. It doesn't feel flimsy. Doesn't feel like anything's gonna fall off. It feels as cohesive and as one piece as any other EAGLEMOSS ship design. And that being said, I do highly recommend this model. I think it works great. I actually think it scales great with Pike's Enterprise. So I would definitely display those ships together, or at least the original Discovery together. And I'm more of a fan of this design than the standard Discovery anyway. But either way, do highly recommend this model. I think it's well built. I think it feels fine. The saucer is kind of iffy, but that's just a very small mark. I think it's a great model. I think it'll display very nicely in your collection. And of course, it is a must-have, especially if you're collecting ships from Discovery and of course Season 3 and beyond. So that definitely, there we go for that. I'm not sure if this is still available at masterreplicas.com. It's been on and off. It was available for a while. It went out of stock. They restocked it. That's when I bought it, because I thought it would go out of stock again. So you can check that out. I'll put a link in the description down below. I'll put a link directly to this page if I find it after I make this video. And that being said, that is going to conclude this video. So if you found this video fun and informative, hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see more Star Trek reviews, I will put my link to my playlist down below. I do have over 50 EAGLEMOSS reviews, so check those out definitely, and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to be preview to future reviews. That being said, I have been SC Finch. Thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper.